Hey everyone, today we're doing a little back roads exploring and we happen to find this old church or chapel. I believe it's called the West Mount Pleasant Church because there's a West Mount Pleasant cemetery that's back behind there, or graveyard if you will. We're going to do a little walk through and see a little bit of both. Come join us. It's pretty interesting to see this. I don't have any information on it, so if you know anything about it, leave a comment below. But it has certainly been here a while. You can see the wall that's bowing outwards and starting to fall. And it is coming apart. Got like a little basement right here that you could go in, and you can see the windows here. See some of the windows popping out right up over there. A lot of cracks in the wall. Pretty interesting. We'll go to the top of these stairs. But not going to be walking in that because I think it's missing the floor. Railing is pretty sturdy actually in these stairs. Look at that beam right there. That's quite a drop off. But it's definitely interesting. You can see where there would have been wood around this framework here. You can see some of the bolts. You can see where the floor was right here. And that would have been the lower level. Just got hit by a bee. Wood flooring is long gone in this, as well as the roof. Got a nice skylight in it now, as well as some natural plants. All of the window panes have been busted out here, so they are long gone, and you can see where that wall right there is leaning. I don't know, there might have been could have been a chalkboard right up over there. It's like newer right through there. Still pretty interesting to see. That tree is growing through the window and actually has engulfed some of the metal framework of the window. This is the entrance down into the basement part of the church. You can see where that wall has eroded away. Pretty interesting. Gotta wonder about some sort of sign up there at one point. Pretty cool old church right there though. So the church is just right behind all those cedar trees. And then the cemetery is right over there. There's one lone marker right over here, and then the sign to the cemetery is right over there. This is just a marker that's designating a little bit about the area. It says this park is given to the West Mount Pleasant Cemetery, Inc. in loving memory of our father, Virgil R. Ball. A bunch of old Black Angus cattle over there. Not much traffic on this highway right here. But here is the sign, West Mount Pleasant Cemetery, established 1909. Note the spelling of pleasant right up there. Don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be spelled or not, but pretty interesting. We'll make our way over in the cemetery and see what we can explore and find. So this is the Spangler family. You can see over here where the father, John F. Spangler, 1864 to 1943. But his wife, Chrissy D., was born in 1871 and died in 1918. And it looks like they had a son, Orville. He was born in 1901 and died in 1915. 14-year-old boy. This is not a large cemetery, but it is pretty interesting to see. The mother and father, the father's kind of covered up, but McLaughlin. Bessie, the mother, 1890 to 1972. So right there we have a rather large marker that has fallen off of the base. It looks to be in good shape though for fallen. There's this one right here where the lettering pops outwards. And it is very difficult to read that writing right there. It has really weathered down over time. Last name is Cooper on that one, just as this. Artie, son of A.T. and Rhetty Cooper, born January 15th, 1894 and died October 12th, 1906. Sleep in Jesus, it says. This one is really weathered away as well. Looks like another Cooper, and it's very hard to see the top part, but I think it says Willie, 1878 to 1897. This part has got the older ones up through here, and then there's newer recent burials over that way. Like I said, there's this one right here. I think all the writing is on the back side, but overall it looks like it's in pretty good shape. I know that has broken off of there, but it does look to be in good shape. It just would cost money to have it reset, and I'm sure there's no more family around in the area. The writing on those though have completely eroded away. Just a little country cemetery. Pretty strong wind blowing, so hopefully you're not hearing that. I do have a wind muffed mic that I'm using, but it is really windy out here today. You can see the trees blowing. Quite a wind. Wilhite. Albert Wilhite, 1893 to 1980. And Oshie Cherry Tyler Wilhite, April 11th, 1913 to November 11th, 1995. This is clearly the Wilhite family because there's quite a few. 44 to 47 for Larry. Mother Maud, 1894 to 1935. Opal B. White and Sons. That's pretty interesting. 1923 to 1941. And Geraldine, 1936. No date on the end of that, but Milburd, 1913 to 2005. Just some little older markers mixed in here. That one says French, as does this one, John L. French, 1845 to 1920, and his wife, Sarah, 1850 to 1939. Thomas R. French, 1823 to 1895. There's quite a few of these McLaughlins in here. No dates or anything on there. Here's a base where the top has fallen off. This is French right here. Thomas R. French, 1881 to 1918. And that is Williams. There's another French. Bobby Jean French right over there. Don't know the story. I'm sure that there's probably a pastor that has been buried in here. This is Watson and Massey, 1888 to 1918 for Jeannie Massey. Stephen Watson, 1905 for the date of birth and death. William Watson, 1854 to 1936. And this is Jemima, 1858 to 1936, I think, as well. Nora Hellman, 1899 to 1921, looks like, or 23, as I'm looking at that again. They're kind of covered up with grass. There are a lot of them in this cemetery that are covered up with grass. This one is really leaning right there, as is that one. That's pretty top heavy. You got to be careful and not get on the wrong side of this, because if this falls on you, it could definitely do some injuries. This is Berater, I guess is how you say that. W.H. Berater, born 1834 and died in 1908. And this looks like Henry. And then we have a Fred. There's a Schamberg right here. Whole family right in through there. These little metal markers right here, pretty interesting. James Moore is what that says. Baby girl Lowen-Schamberg, 1947. As you can see, the grass is covering a lot of these up. Use a little work cleaning off some stones and markers for sure. This is Crane. It looks like son and mother. And the son, which is Lloyd, 1897 to 1901, and the mother, Sabelle, I guess is how you say that, 1855 to 1901. Interesting. It looks like she died first on August 11th, and then he died on September 17th. Wow. I don't know if there was some sort of disease that was passing through the area or what, but that's kind of sad. Will height again, 1927 to 1993. And then we have a Nanny J, wife of James Blevins, 1848 to 1894. That's an old one. It's in good shape though right there. This looks like a newer marker right here. If it's really that old, it's in good shape. I think it's probably been something that's been replaced here. Bertha Northern, 1874 to 1943, and Walter W., 1864 to 1936. Those look a little newer too. There's a government marker looking thing there. See what that says. Okay. D. Lloyd Boone, PFC, Private First Class, United States Army, World War I, 1893 to 1986. This is the Boone family through here. William Boone, nicknamed Cap, 1938 to 2003. We have a Glinda and a William over there. Well, actually, that is the same William. Just has two markers. But here is a Merlin Eugene Boone, Oklahoma, U.S. Navy, Republic of Vietnam. Might be interesting to look that one up. He was born in 1946, and his date of death is right in the middle of Vietnam. January 20th, 1967. And this is kind of falling over. We'll see if we can at least stand this up. Sure, that's his. So we'll put that up at least for him. See, here's another government marker. He actually has two government markers right there. There's a Boone right over there and a Boone right over there. Pretty good sized family in this area, I guess. This is Velma Doris Candiday, December 23rd, 1932 to July 24th, 1937. Let's make our way up through here, just kind of picking out some of the interesting ones. I love seeing the government markers. This is a slanted one. Both of these are right through there. Matthews and Knott back there. And this is a Knott, Frederick L. Knott. It says 1828 for the birth, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know what the date of death is. I think it's kind of sunk down in there. Here we have a dove on top of that one. Lydia, I think. Wife of John. Last name is hard to read. Died in 1898, I believe. I do like the contrasting colors of this one right here. Samuel Woodson, son of J.A. and I.H. Comer, 1873 to 1898. That's pretty interesting right there. And this one has fallen off the top. But look how detailed that one is right there. Absolutely beautiful. It says love at the top. And then clinging onto the cross, Martha Rogers, wife of G.M. Dykes, born 1845 and died May 21st, 1913. This is pretty interesting. Samuel Reinecker, Company B of the 21st Pennsylvania Cavalry. And this is all the Reinecker family. This is a pioneer, it says. Sarah Reinecker, 1843 to 1921, a pioneer. So he probably was here too as well. They came here when the land opened up for the land run. This is all the Reinecker family. Pretty interesting. So this is an older one right here. Mary Darr, January 17th, 1838 to October 31st, 1910. Age 72 years. That one's in pretty good shape. Let's see what this one is. Denberger, Henry Denberger. December 25th, 1887 to September 23rd, 1910. This is Darrell E. Ballou. It's interesting, he has a guitar and a fiddle there, 1938 to 2004. And then there's sort of a guitar there. And his wife, Anna Christine, 1939 to 2008, has frogs on hers. And even this one right here. There's a Bible, Florence Anna Wagner, and then a fountain pen, 1919 to 2010. Some Native Americans in this cemetery. Black Hill, 1854 to 1947. Right beside it is this nice one with the mountains and the trees. Clara May Black Wolf Old Crow, Hi-Yo-Wee-Con Yellow Eyes. June 2nd, 1923 to April 23rd, 2012. Nice flowers there. Claude Kenneth Black Wolf, January 11th, 1922 to March 15th, 1922. Darling, we miss thee. Roland Black Wolf, 1883 to 1947. And Annie B. Black Wolf, 1894 to 1983. You can see this really nice looking one right here where it says Black Wolf. And then there's just kind of a wolf in the silhouette of the moon right there. Love that. And then back here is a Denny George Old Crow. It's pretty interesting. If you guys remember, I was mowing an Old Crow cemetery in a video a few years back. Denny George Old Crow, Vehoke, Cheyenne Peace Chief, devoted to Dad, to Sarah, son, brother, and husband. November 12th, 1950 to January 17th, 2014. Really nice photograph of him right there. Looking really sharp. Love that photo on there. Very nice memorial marker right here towards the back of the cemetery. There's one right here with a bunch of memorial items on there. Whole bunch. It's a young one, Raven Nicole Elston, 2002 to 2003. Sad to see. So we were just looking at the Elston family right back there, and there's this one right here. It's another child, very sad. They've lost quite a bit within this family, but Timothy Dill Elston Jr., born May 1st, 1990 on May Day, died May 10th, 1990, and buried on Mother's Day, May 12th, 1990. Very sad. Right next to Timothy Dill Elston, August 31st, 1966 to April 12th, 2015.
That's the father.
Yeah, it's definitely the father. The Howard family, there's more Elstons right here. And another one, David Allen, December 7th, 1964, and Danny Carl on Christmas Day, 1963. Man, can you imagine 2 years in a row in December like that, too? This one has a pole right there, like maybe there was a flag flying. A lot of flowers on it. Purple Heart recipient, Lloyd E. Mitchell, private in the U.S. Army during World War II, 1923 to 1986. And his wife, Lena, is January 16th, 1921 to August 12th, 1985. And it says they're together again. A lot of little mementos in there. And then it says, in loving memory of our angel, Mary Ann Mitchell. Right at the back side, so they're all reunited. This looks to be another child right here. Brody Jean Sims. And there's 2 handprints. And a chimpanzee or a monkey, maybe Curious George, I think is what that is. August 3rd, 2010 to November 7th, 2014. And a lot of mementos in there. Little trucks and tractors and cranes, angels. This is another one that died the same year, probably stillborn or same day or so, 1977. Terry Blankenship II. A lot of little trucks and mementos in that. Nice little fence around it though. Still sad to see. This is Grace and Clifford Ice. Grace was 1897 to 1980 and Clifford was 1894 to 1966. And they were married in 1920. Pretty neat to see the photo there. So that's going to do it for this little cemetery visit and tour. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you guys next time.